And welcome back to Champion News Radio, brought to you by championnews.net. Today, our host JacK Roeser and myself, Carol Parisi, are speaking with Dr. Ari Friedman and C. Stephen Tucker, our experts in Obamacare. You know, our Constitution gives us limited government. And how does Obama... Our Constitution does.
Yeah. Oh, the Constitution.
My question is, administration and some of these things, such as Obamacare and how our schools are run, how does that fit in with a limited government and personal responsibility and free markets?
I'm going to put my oar in the water here because you've really brought up something that shows exactly where this thing is going to go. Because we've already got Obamacare running our education system. It isn't called Obamacare, but it is the same kind of a crazy thing of a bureaucratic-run service for people that they are required to use. You're going to be required to use Obamacare. You are required to go to school. There is no sales manager for any school district. The fellow that brings all their customers is the truant officer. So they don't have to please their customers either. What you've got is a socialist organizations. Our schools are massively expensive. It costs in the state of Illinois $16,000 per child. Now, let's translate that into, it's $320,000 per classroom of 20 kids. The teacher is making something in the order of $70,000 a year. Not bad. But there's a wide difference between $70,000 and $320,000 that you can't account for with room, which you could get for $10,000 a year, complete with all of the heat and janitor work you want, and some books and so forth. $320,000 a year. Listen, anybody out there want to go in business with me? I'm going to start a school. We're both going to get rich off of a one-room school.
Well, I'll suggest to you, Jack.
So that's a pre-flight of what you're going to get in medicine. A lousy system that internationally is a lousy education system. The United States does not compete well against Australia or Russia, England, or South Korea. We stink on an international sense, and we pay all that money for education. The bureaucrats are tapping out the parents and the kids.
And here's how it's even one step worse than Obamacare. I'm a graduate of an independent school system, Solomon Schechter. My parents, even though the local school system is pretty good where we grew up, decided that there was something there in a private system that they couldn't get in the local public school system.
Sure.
In Obamacare, Section 6001 is a new law, new component of this law, which says doctors will not be able to any longer build private hospitals. Yeah. And they will not be able to increase investment or increase bed size in the doctors' hospitals, the private hospitals that already exist. So in the UK, if you're not satisfied with government-run healthcare, you can pull out your wallet and take your business someplace else. In the United States, if you're not happy with your local school, you can pull out your wallet and get a private school. You will not be able to do that.
You could start it yourself, but luckily, no teachers could start their schools.
That would be like that's what it's saying. It's as if we said in this country, teachers and trained school administrators will no longer be allowed to build private schools.
Dr. Friedman, wait, you
well,
said...
listen, bureaucracy is all about putting dunces in charge, isn't it?
Wait. When does this take place? There will be
more...
It's
already taken place. It's
free
already in
market
effect.
Hospitals.
Right.
No
so what
more
you've
private
said to,
hospitals.
Right, I'm sorry, I'm interrupting you. My grandfather built a hospital. He was the first doctor in our family, graduated the University of Michigan in the 20s, built a hospital in large part because in those days in Michigan it was difficult for Jewish
And he did that
physicians.
with his own financing?
Right, he and three friends
No taxes went into it?
Correct. So he and three friends got together, built a small hospital that was later incorporated into one of the university hospitals in the area. I can't do that. You can.
And wait a minute, didn't the government
can?
make the people in the area go to your hospital?
Right, exactly.
But I'm not a doctor.
That's
Why
right.
can't I do that? I don't even have any credibility in that area.
You're exactly qualified for be a government bureaucrat.
Well, the reason why that law is there is supposedly that you can't trust your doctors to own the hospital because that's a conflict of interest. They'll want to hospitalize you more to make more money off of you. That's the logic behind that.
Which is flawed.
There's a lot of ridiculous things in here, but there's something that is in this Obamacare that isn't any kind of decent care. Do you realize that what we've got here is part of the law is that Obama is going to get his own little private army, actually with the same powers as the state National Guard. I mean, they can arrest people, you know. But anyway, he's going to have his own private army of people to respond to emergencies, installed by him, reporting only to him, but paid for by us. Folks, it sounds like brown shirts to me, and I don't think this has any one damn thing to do with our personal medical care, but it has a lot to do with what Obama can force on us, whatever he's decided we should do.
Well, you know, there's an interesting section of the law that I came across a few months ago, which is about preventative health care coordination centers to make sure that physicians and hospitals are administering preventative care well. They will be sort of fusion centers. I understand they were modeled after anti-terrorism fusion centers where you get all the stakeholders together to coordinate. And they will literally have, and I wish I made this up, preventative healthcare agents who will go out and make sure that healthcare is being administered properly. These are some very odd sections.
This is very odd. This does not sound like America to me. This sounds like something out of
not
a...
Well, I did what the Democrats told me to do, which is after the law was passed, we can find out what's in it.
Right.
And there's a lot of very strange stuff in this law.
Well, I'm sure our listeners are looking forward to hearing some more of these interesting and compelling things after the
Frightening
break.
things.
Frightening. After
I mean,
the
this
break.
is really cutting into the core of America.